The Israeli high-tech industry is well known, and it is very successful. It's the leading industry in the country and obviously on a worldwide basis. But what I want to talk to you is about our obligation as the high-tech sector to make sure that this success is not siloed and limited only to us, the ones that are in the room. Okay, thanks. And you know, to be very blunt, if you were born an Israeli Arab, if you were born a Jewish Orthodox, if you were born in the periphery of Israel, your chances of getting into the high-tech industry are very low. So I was lucky enough to born in the center of Israel. I had the right connections, and this is why I'm part of this success. So I want to talk about our obligation. I think President Perez put it like no one else can, and he said that the role of government is getting weaker, and into this vacuum, multinationals, the entrepreneurial community, VCs, must go into this vacuum. So he speaks about government, that they have budgets, but they don't have money. Governments want to rule citizens, but citizens doesn't want to be ruled. They expect to get new services from government. If you look at the surrounding neighborhood, the neighborhood that we live in, you can clearly see how the role of governments is decreasing. So this is where I believe we can step in, okay? And I want to tell you about a very unique cooperation that we have with the government. We called it country transformation, and I especially combine between innovation and country transformation, and again, putting the link between the very successful high-tech industry that we have in Israel and our obligation to the society that we are operating in. So this is how we started. This is me on the first day. This is how I felt. Okay, I just bought my new suit, and this is how I felt, surrounded by sharks. And we started to build a strategy for Cisco in Israel. And the first thing that we did is we looked at the challenges of the country. And I know this sounds very vague, and Cisco is a great technology partner, but what do you have in relations to the major problem that the country has? But we did want to take a look at that and to see what will be our role. We cannot change everything. Our expertise is in business transformation and technology, and we wanted to bring that into the game. So 4 major challenges that we have as a country. It's not the only challenges that we have, and Israel is a great country, but then again, these are the 4 we wanted to focus on. So we're number 1 is number 3 in innovation, World Economic Forum, Global Competitive Index, but we're number 78 in terms of high school graduates in math and science. Okay, and how do we close this gap? Low labor participation. So 2 sectors do not participate in the labor workforce: Israeli Arabs and the Jewish ultra-Orthodox. No development of the periphery. So if you go 100 kilometers to the south of Tel Aviv, 100 kilometers to the north of Tel Aviv, level of education goes down, level of employment goes up. You know the story. It's all over the periphery. And obviously the 4th element is stability in the region. Okay? Then we looked at what are the challenges of Cisco in Israel. If I go back 4 years ago, and it was still the situation 2 years ago when we hosted Tzav Shmone for the first time, we were a 300 employees site. Nice site for Cisco, but then again, not a big one. And our dream, the Cisco employees, was to transform the Cisco Israeli branch to something much more relevant for Cisco globally. So we had no critical mass. Okay, we have acquired 9 companies, 9 startups in Israel, but as technology matured, we wanted to move the engineers to another project, but there was no other project in Israel, so we had to eliminate those positions. Okay. Israel is well known as a powerhouse for innovation, but it was not perceived that way for Cisco globally. So we had to change completely the perception. Okay. Number 3, we didn't develop any strong leadership here in Israel. So very well known for innovation, not so well known for great leaders. And then we always had the debate between what we call source market, great for innovation, but the target market is extremely small, okay? And it will remain that way. We're not going to change that. But if you look from a multinational perspective, Cisco will rush and invest in large countries where we have large business. So how do you change this point of view and perspective of a global company to come and invest in Israel? And for those of you who do not know, fast forward 4 years ago, we employed 2,000 employees here. in Israel and very much involved with the government in what I believe changing the country. So this is what we're doing with the government. So we looked at the government priorities, okay? The 4 bottom priorities are pretty much the same all over the world. So it's about education at the center, social justice, create and maintain jobs, and national security. Whatever government leader you will meet all over the world, it's the same. What is unique to Israel is obviously promote peace. These are 5 areas the Prime Minister Netanyahu asked John Chambers, Cisco chairman and CEO, to focus on, and it was about welfare and citizen inclusion. How do you bring these underprivileged sectors into the high-tech industry and the workforce as a general? How do you transform the education system in Israel, which is the only natural resource, unfortunately, that we have? Maybe now with gas that will change, but this is the only natural resource, if you will. Healthcare, how do you transform the healthcare system in Israel, again, in order to provide new services to the citizens of Israel? How do you help in the high-tech track? How do you help small startups in Israel to scale outside of the country? Because this is what you're looking for, right? And the 5th element is obviously about cybersecurity. This is a top priority for the Prime Minister and the Prime Minister office, so we're also engaged here. So these are 5 areas that we're working very closely with the government. We call it country transformation. The government calls it digital Israel. And obviously we're going to leverage that on the existing and the networks that we're now building in the country. I want to show you a very short video, and I believe all of you know that President Peres visited Cisco actually less than a week ago, and we invited the president to visit Cisco 3 months ago, and he accepted. And I got a phone call like a week before the event. President Peres is coming to Cisco. So I gathered my team, and we thought, what are we going to do and to make it really a unique visit, okay? So we decided to show not only President Peres, but everyone, all the citizens of, you can just wait with that. We decided to show the citizens of Israel what can technology do to really transform the country. So we decided to connect 250 schools, okay, throughout Israel, okay, 10,571 students all over the country, Muslims, Jews, and Christians and Bedouins, to what we call the presidential class. Okay, so President Peres delivered a class, a lesson about civics and leadership. We did it from the Cisco office using our technologies, WebEx and telepresence. It took us 24 hours to set up 250 schools throughout the country. So I want to share with you first of all, the great experience that we had. ועוד 250 כיתות שאתה לא רואה. הכיתות מייצגות את כל מדינת ישראל בפריפריה. ועוד 250 כיתות שאתה לא רואה. הכיתות מייצגות את כל מדינת ישראל בפריפריה, המרכז, ומכל המגזרים, יהודים, ערבים ונוצרים.
סייפה, אתם שומעים? יופי, טוב לראות אתכם.
בוקר טוב, כסייפה. אורחות ואורחים, תלמידות ותלמידים, מורות ומורים, עובדי סיסקו היקרים. ראשית, אדוני הנשיא, אני רוצה להודות לך על כך שקיבלת את ההזמנה שלנו ונענית לבוא למשרדי סיסקו בישראל ולהוביל את השיעור הנשיאותי הגדול ביותר בהיסטוריה. תודה רבה לך, אדוני הנשיא.
בוקר טוב, תלמידים. מה זה כל כך לאט? עוד פעם, בוקר טוב תלמידים, במרץ. אני מתרגש לראות אתכם. אני מתרגש מאוד להיות מורה. וגם אני מתרגש שיחד עם היותי היום, ואני מנסה להיות מורה, אני גם תלמיד. כל חיי אני תלמיד. ואני מקנא בכם שאתם תלמידים. למה זה חשוב? להיות כל הזמן תלמיד. ביסודו של דבר, כדי באמת לדעת. לפי דעתי, לדעת זה יותר חשוב, לדעת מאשר נאמר לאסוף כסף. כסף בא והולך. ידיעה תמיד נשארת. זה שאני רוצה להגיד לכל אחד מכם ולכל אחד מכם, שיש בכם הרבה יותר ממה שאתם חושבים. אל תשמעו לאמא, אל תשמעו לאבא, אל תשמעו לשכנים, לעוזרים. אני אומר לכם, שיש בכם יכולות נפלאות. וכל אדם מנצל רק חלק קטן מהם. אם תלמדו, פתאום תגלו שאתם יכולים להיות אנשים טובים יותר, גדולים יותר, שאתם יכולים לעשות דברים שלא חשבתם שאתם יכולים לעשות. אבל כן כדאי כל הזמן ללמוד מה יש מסביבכם ומה יש בתוככם. שהגיל שלכם הוא גיל נפלא, ואתם עומדים בתחרות עם כל הנוער בכל העולם. ואתם צריכים להתחרות ולהיות מצוינים. אנחנו ארץ קטנה, חייבת להיות מצוינים.
We've been now counting all the schools that have been sending us back the details about how many participants they had in each one of the locations. And we've been talking to about 50 schools so far. There's more, but 50 have been sending back their details, their participants, and pictures to show that so many people were taking part and listening to the president. The number to beat for this record was 5,000 participants. And so far, we have counted 7,115 students. So congratulations to everybody. But I also wanted to ask...
הצוות העשי הזה צריך לתת ל7,000 סטודנטים ששמעו לו, אלוהים יצרו את השיא, לא אני. ואני מאוד גאה שהילדים ישבו ושמעו והתעניינו. אני חושב גם זו שיטה שתאפשר להפיץ חינוך בשיטות חדשות. אני גם מודה לחברת סיסקו שאירחה אותנו, וחברת גינס שהביאה את זה לתשומת לב הרבים.
Particular for you, but also for all the students who've taken part.
How technology savvy he is. I mean, sitting in front of telepresence, something I use every day, and teaching more than 10,000. Until the evening, we had more than 10,000 students participating and taking part in the classroom. But the message that I wanted to deliver here is obviously about the role of technology and what we can do as the leading industry in Israel, in terms of transforming the country, taking education and welfare and healthcare to the next level. I believe this is our obligation. I feel very proud that I work for a company that tells me, yes, go and do it, improve the quality of life, take the economy in the country you're operating in to the next level. So this is, if you will, my call out to everyone here, whoever wants to partner with us and make the country transformation project a reality. I will be outside waiting for you guys. Thank you very much.